Welcome everybody. We are back with a new masterclass, the first normal masterclass that we are seeing in 2023. We've had some World Cup panel talks, but now we're back to business as usual. And very happy to see Fede Tanuscio back with us here, and he's going to. I already saw a little preview of the presentation that he's going to bring us, so we're in for some very cool videos and very cool insights once again about offensive systems. So, Fede, no need for much of an introduction anymore. A former Argentinian international, has played all over Europe, has been in Switzerland for many years, and has now moved to Luxembourg, where he's the sports director for Luxembourg. And obviously, we know Fede from the Hockey Sense, a very cool social media account you should follow on Instagram. So, hi guys, I'm seeing that we have Bert de Boer from the Netherlands already there again, and we have Nico Moenaert from Belgium. We have Andrew Howard from the UK. Okay, guys, bring it on. Fede, we have an Argentinian in the house already. Very good to see all of you guys. Fede, let's talk about offensive systems.
Yes, sure. I will start to share my screen. I think it's shared. No, it's just 1 second. Whoa. I don't know if you see me there, Ernest.
Yep, now I've got your screen.
Yeah, that's fine now.
Yep.
Great.
There
Perfect.
we go. There we go.
So yes, I decided to take that topic to discuss today, the offensive systems, because it's a really interesting point, and also it's it's quite extensive, quite big to discuss about it. So yeah, let's move to on. Okay, so the first of all, it's what we have to see when we choose a game system. That's a really important topics before to decide or before to create your own offensive system. Really important is the characteristic of your players you have in your team. Okay, if you are good technically, if you are not so good technically, that's really important. The first point. The second point is the philosophy of the team, the club, or the national team are you training. If you are, that means if it's an offensive team, if it's a defensive team, or I don't know, if you like to play more slow. Balance, that's another point. It's equal of defensive transitions. That's another really, really important point at the moment to decide an offensive system. It's really important to see how you balance when you lose the ball. Okay, the skills of the players, as I mentioned. Okay. Another point really important is the decision making of the players when they have the ball. Okay, for that point, it's really important. As I said, we have to give all the tools possible to the players to have the better decision making when they have the ball on them. Okay. Another really important point is how to develop a game system. Okay, that's also we have a few points. Is for me my point of view. Of course, if you think differently, okay, I'm really happy to discuss with you after the presentation. How to develop better is train that with our position. Okay, to have better connections, to have a good timing between the reception and the passes. Okay, and at least to create the good connections between line. The second one is identify the risk areas. So that means if you receive the ball in the boxes, maybe it's better to turn in forehand than receive in backhand. Another thing, if you as a central defender, you pass the ball to the contact players in the box, it's risky if you pass the ball bouncing on the backhand. So that's really, really important. Identify which are the risky areas in your offensive system. The third point, really important, is corrections and adjustments. Okay, as a trainers. The four, really important for me, is the communication between staff and players, because sometimes as a coaches, we decide to create something and the players don't feel well. So that's really important. Ask to the players how they feel with the system, if you think it's fine, or if maybe they think we need to change something, well, that's something. That's also a really important point of communications. The 5 points is the roles and responsibilities. That should be very clear for every player on the field, what they have to do when they have the ball. Okay, video analysis, it's helping a lot to see how we are doing our offensive system, to correct if you need to do some adjustments. Training with opposition, that's also to see how it's doing when we have oppositions. Okay, that's one of the last points to see. And of course, the last point is competition. Can be a friendly game or even a train with opposition. That's something we should do to see how was everything we created. Okay, really, really important. Okay, as I said every time, international level is beautiful, but don't try to copy and paste everything you see. Okay, everybody knows which kind of team and which kind of players you have, and use the game system as it's better for your team with the players. I mean, it's really important. We don't, as a coaches, we don't need to expose the players. Okay, if I have a player that they don't have flick, don't say to him, okay, you have to flick the ball like, I don't know, for example, Gonzalo Peliat. That's something we don't have to do it. Okay, so please do not make copy paste, because any copy paste was successful at the moment. That's really important. Okay, let's jump in on the system that we will talk today. Of course, that's a very, very, very big topic to talk today, because you have so many difference in combinations and connections and rotations on those systems. But I took those three systems, are the more standard system that they're playing at the moment. So the 4-3-3, the 3-4-3, and the 4-2-2-2. Okay. How to build up man-to-man situation, because that's something we need to think it. I did. You can find on the website here at the hockey site. I made already like 6 months ago a presentation on that, so you can check that. That's why I didn't include it on that presentation. The last point is strikers and midfielders, some topics to them. Okay, so we can jump directly already for the 4-3-3 to discuss. Okay, great. So we're gonna talk regarding the 4-3-3 classic. Okay, so let's move on with the first video. Okay. So as you see here, we have the 4 defenders, the 3 midfielders, and the 3 strikers, that position. And that's why it's a 4-3-3 classic. Okay. Another really important point, okay, that's is the first clip, and I would like to talk now. The systems are, let's say, in the first 2 actions is really important to that, but once you have the ball, you start to move it, they created like a mutation of systems. Okay, that's something we're gonna discuss later, how to do that. But now we start with that system, and then of course after the actions with the rotations of movement of the defenders and midfielders, we create different systems. So that's really important. Okay. Another system is the 4-3-3 with the 2 low mids and 1 high mid. Okay. Here we have another example. Okay. So we have the 2 contact players, 2 low mids. Okay, it's kind of the same of the other system we had before. Okay, great. Another system is with 1 low mid and 2 high mids. Okay, if you see there in the picture of the structure. Okay, so we have the 4 defenders, the 3 midfielders, and the 3 strikers. Okay. Great. Oh, sorry, I was doing there. As you see there, they decide to move and the system are changes kind of. So that's why I said in the initial sections, the most of the cases start like that, and after they start to rotate. Okay, great. Another is with 2 low mid and a double width, can be on the left mid or the right mid, as you wish to use it. I prefer to use it more on the left side because you can attack much more deeper with the right back. Okay, using your right back as an overload, the speed side. So that's why I prefer to use it more on the left side, that double width. Okay, but you can use this in both sides. So here we have the structure with the 2 contact players in the middle and the left mid open there. But look how the right back start to be ready to attack on the right side. Okay, that's why we use it there. Okay, great. So that's something we use it when we have one low mid. Okay, is the low mid always opposite to the ball. Okay, so here we have one or two clips at the Belgian team. So we have to look. I think normally it should be there in somewhere. There is coming. Okay, so we have to be really look at here. Okay, so how the player is every time opposite to the ball there. Okay, to create the long channels to play the ball forward. Okay, so here you have again the possibility and leave the open channel to play those kind of balls forward. That's also if you have good central defenders, good long passes, that's something you can use it to try to connect, skip lines, connecting directly your strikers. That's something also you can use.